This is going to be fun. A lot of fun. Because there are a lot of really, really stupid bits of nutritional advice out there. Some terrible diets, some terrible people promoting terrible diets, okay? And we're going to go through these and we're going to debunk literally as many as I can. So while we're watching this, if you guys can think of anything that I haven't covered yet, comment it. If you can think of a diet plan which I haven't covered yet, comment it. And I'll give you my thoughts on that diet plan. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to give you, everything, my whole peace of mind. And I'm not going to really worry about swearing either. Not that I normally do anyway. But yes, we're going to go right into it. And there are a lot of real crackers of this because the fitness industry is full of what I would affectionately call fuckwits. Fuckwits generally mean people who are, generally unintelligent, people who are a bit scummy, a bit scammy, those sorts of people. We've got our, fake entrepreneurs. You've seen the rise of online personal trainers now, okay? I consider myself to be one of the few online personal trainers who actually does coaching and actually gets results. And these people, these online personal trainers, they're just some of them. Just some of these scammy people who promote these bullshit diets. And we're going to go to town on absolutely every single one of them. Okay? Now, first things first. Remember that you've got to like these things because otherwise I don't pop up in your newsfeed anymore. And the other thing is I've also put the link to the Shred community there. So that if you want to join, if you want to find out, okay, you can get in touch with us. On top of that too, just inbox if you have any questions. But with all the admin stuff out of the way, this is shared in the Shred community, we're ready to go now. Let's get into it. And our first topic for today is detox diets. First things first, with detox diets. They don't fucking work, alright? They straight up do not work. When you hear about all these people saying, oh, I just drank this juice which consisted of, asparagus, kale, cucumber, apples and some semen every single day and, my liver felt so much better afterwards. How the fuck do you know if your liver felt better or not? You literally can't tell. Literally, there is no way that you can tell whether your liver felt better afterwards. Oh, my skin felt heaps better. Like, really? Are you just saying that? It doesn't work. The reason that these detox diets do not work is because liver detoxification requires amino acids. Amino acids are not found in fucking cucumbers and juice, alright? There's some in semen, yes, but they're not found in cucumbers and juice and kale and all that shit. There's literally nothing in there. You need to have amino acids in order to detoxify your liver. So I tell you what the best detoxification diet is. The best detox diet is a high fucking protein diet with balanced carbohydrates and fats. That's what you do. So you don't need to go on a detox diet. I know a heap of coaches in this industry, okay, who will put their clients onto a detoxification phase, right, before they begin training, acting as if the liver isn't working. The liver's fucking working the whole time. It's churning out and it's working really, really well. It's actually quite a hard organ to fuck up because you see, alcoholics actually damage their liver every single day, but the bastard regenerates. The liver is still there and it's still working every single day. Why? Because they're eating meat. Because they're getting amino acids in. And amino acids and a general regular diet are what actually detoxifies a liver. That's it. Not your fucking bullshit juice diet, okay? Juice diets do not detoxify the liver. They don't detoxify the fucking cells either. All you need is a little bit of water every day and a balanced, intelligent diet and you will detoxify yourself. Okay? Next one. Meal replacement shakes. Okay? Meal replacement shakes. These things are an absolute fucking joke. Okay? So there are two companies out there. Two big ones. One starts with ISA, okay? And there may be, I probably shouldn't completely name them in case it does come back to me, but one starts with ISA and the other one starts with Herba, okay? Absolute fucking bullshit. What these companies do is they send out minions. They're like an affiliate marketing company or a network marketing company. And these things are actually illegal in Australia because they have just got such poor practices and such poor ways in which they conduct business. Because what they do is they say, here, take our supplements which cost you $1,000 a month, okay? Take them, and this is what you drink every single day. You do not eat food until night. You simply drink these shakes 4 times a day and then have a very small meal at night, and that's it. And what they do is they get you on 600 calories. And after a week you say, wow, I've lost like 5 kilos already. And it's like, you fucking bet you've lost 5 kilos already because you're eating nothing, okay? You're eating literally nothing. Nothing at all. Meal replacement diets are absolute bullshit because all they do is put you into a stupidly big calorie deficit, okay? You can get the same results but without fucking your body up by just eating a regular diet. That's all you need to do. Diet smart, count your macronutrients, look after your digestive health, okay? And train a little bit, right? That is literally all you need to do. The thing is, these meal replacement shakes, they say, no, you don't need to exercise, or you just do a little bit of exercise, but just take our shake. Our shake is what's doing it for you. You know, our shake is the holy grail of fat loss. No, it's fucking not the holy grail of fat loss. Your bullshit shakes are doing nothing but providing a small amount of protein and then keeping you from eating any food whatsoever, okay? And yes, you will feel somewhat full on these shakes because you're drinking so much water. But then every couple of hours you start feeling hungry again. They say, oh, just drink more water. You're not drinking enough water. Oh my God, these companies are so fucking immoral. It's absolutely crazy. You don't want to use meal replacement shakes. Just eat a real bit of food. Just eat a real bit of food. That is all you need to do. Okay? Literally. Okay? Now, Alistair Bell has just said, what do you think about these keto drinks, MCT oils, etc., that tend to be making the rounds around the industry? Now, keto drinks, we say, oh, you drink our keto shake and we're going to get you lean. It's absolute bullshit. It does not make you leaner. It does a heap of other really beneficial effects, and I'm a fan of stuff like Keto OS because it does have some great ones, but if any snake oil salesman tells you that you need to drink this MCT oil shake or this ketosis shake in order to get lean, and that's how you do it, just by drinking this shake, you don't change anything else, you get lean, that's absolute fucking bullshit, mate. Guys, I'll straight up say it to you, okay? Drinking something will not just magically make you get lean, alright? It won't happen by changing anything else. The only way which you get leaner is you change your energy expenditure, so the amount of energy that you burn or the amount of energy that you're putting in, okay? The next one is a great one, are detoxes. Okay? Detoxes. Now you've all seen these things. There's some chick on Instagram with her ass out and say, hi, buy my detox thing, I use it, I really, really do. I know they fucking don't use it. I don't. These detox things, they'll tell you what, they are the dead set worst. You know why? Because they say that they will just magically make you lose fat. They're going to flush everything out. You know what detoxes are? Alright? They're laxatives. What do you do when you take a laxative? You shit. So literally these girls are drinking these detoxes all the time thinking, oh wow, I'm losing weight, it must be fat. It's like, nah, you're just shitting an awful lot, you're not absorbing any nutrients whatsoever, and you're practically starving yourself. Not the best thing ever, is it? Detoxes are an absolute fucking scam. It is the worst idea ever. It's terribly, terribly unhealthy for you. Worst thing ever for your digestive system. Worst thing ever for your neurotransmitters in your brain. It's a wonder these girls get to sleep, think, or even have their brain function at all. Detoxes are the absolute worst. And they're promoted by people who have no fucking idea what they're doing, because you don't just drink these things and magically lose weight. It doesn't happen. Well, you do magically lose weight because you shit yourself all the time, and that's about it. Detoxes are a diuretic and a laxative, so you poo more and you wee more, and that's it. You don't end up losing more fat. And hey, guess what? Guess what happens when you stop taking these detoxes and you run out of them? Oh, that's right, all the fucking weight comes back on because you've been eating nothing. And what happens is your body adapts to eating nothing. So you expend much, much less energy. You get reduced thyroid output. Your hormones go to shit. For girls in particular, who these bullshit things are marketed to, you lose your period, okay? You stop feeling like a girl, you lose your sex drive, okay? All that sort of stuff happens. And you think, oh, fuck, you know, maybe I need to go back on the detox again because I need to lose weight. And then you go back on the detox again, and those symptoms get worse and worse and worse. And by the end of it, you're like, oh my God, I just can't ever lose weight. You know, nothing works for me. It's like, no, nothing is going to work for you because everything's been absolutely fucked up by these stupid bullshit detoxes. Okay? And now the next one, alright? This is, I shit you not, this is actually a diet. I was doing a little bit of research today before I ranted on this to find out all the fucking retarded things that I can find on the internet. The werewolf diet. I shit you not. There is a diet called the werewolf diet. And whenever there's a full moon, these people stop eating whenever there's a full moon. Okay? And they're proposing that by not eating for whenever there's a full moon, or there's a certain period in the lunar cycle, that you'll actually lose more weight. Guys, I think there's a common theme that you'll recognise has developed here. And that is, all these plans get you to eat fuck all, okay? If you eat fuck all, yes, you're going to lose weight. But you know what? Your body is smarter than you, and it will actually adapt to that. So when you eat fuck all, it gets used to you eating fuck all, so you expend less energy, you lose muscle mass, you burn a little bit of fat, and you lose a bit of water, okay? Guess what happens when you start eating normally again, because these things are so fucking unsustainable? You put it all back on. So the werewolf diet, I can't believe it's an actual diet, but the werewolf diet will not actually make you lose weight in the long run. You will lose weight for the 2 or the 3 days when there's like a full moon. That's it. Okay? That is it. You'll then put the weight back on because you're no longer fasting. Often you'll then put that weight back on with interest because your digestive system's fucked, because your neurotransmitters are fucked, and you're anxious as shit, you can't sleep, and you feel like absolute crap. Okay? The werewolf diet, I can't even fathom that this is actually a thing, but the werewolf diet is bullshit. The next one. Now this goes hand in hand with the II4M stuff, I guess, to a degree. II4M is slightly more intelligent though. It does make you count your calories and doesn't often, promote ridiculously low calorie diets. But there is a diet called the cookie diet, where as long as you eat 600 calories per day, you can eat as many cookies as you want, as long as it's 600 calories a day. Could you think of anything more fucking stupid? Let's go right back to the very first thing we said about liver detoxification. What you require for liver detoxification is amino acids. You need to have amino acids going into your body, particularly cysteine, in order to detoxify the liver, and for the liver to actually process all the shit out and get rid of it. And so here these Muppets are saying, oh, just eat cookies every day as long as you only eat 600 calories worth of cookies. That's it. And you can eat them every single day. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why is it so fucking hard to find people who actually don't come up with dumb shit like this? I mean, seriously, eating a fucking cookie every day is not going to benefit you in any way, shape or form, okay? Let alone only having cookies in your fucking diet. Here's what's going to happen when you eat the cookie diet. Your metabolic rate's going to go down, so you expend less energy. You're going to lose muscle mass, you're going to lose motivation, okay? You're going to change your reward system so that you have cravings for sugary foods all the time, whether you're hungry or not. You're going to ruin your gut. Alright, you're going to ruin your brain, your neurotransmitters. Everything's going to go to shit with it. You will feel like absolute crap. And then the next one comes in as well, the HCG diet. Now I'm sure all of you guys have heard of this one before. The HCG diet promises that by doing the HCG diet, you will lose all that stubborn fat that you can't ever lose. And the HCG diet taps in to the most stubborn, the darkest areas of fat in your body. Oh my God. The HCG diet revolves around like 3 phases. Phase 1 where you eat fuck all, phase 2 where you eat fuck all, phase 3 where you eat fuck all, okay? That's how it works. What they do in that as well is they say, come and buy our injections which are worth several $100s a pop at the time, and you have that several times a week through each of the phases. And that is how you do the HCG diet. You're just eating fucking nothing. That's all you're doing in the end of the day. HCG does literally 2 parts of bugger all. 2 parts of bugger all. It does literally nothing for you whatsoever. So going on the HCG diet and eating nothing and taking HCG, yes, you will lose fat, you will lose weight, definitely. But you know what happens after? Because it's not sustainable to eat 500 calories a day, funnily enough? Oh, you put it all back on with interest, okay? You'll put it all back on with interest, plus you'll gain water. You'll hold a shitload of water, plus you'll fuck your digestive system, plus you'll give yourself anxiety or mental health disorder when you do this, okay? You'll lose your sex drive completely. Your whole life is going to go to shit. Your whole life is going to feel like absolute crap, and you are going to crash and burn after doing the HCG diet, okay? And the next one, following on from this one as well, are fucking lap bands. Doctors' favourite things at the moment is to just, oh, lap band, you're slightly overweight and you have issues losing weight. Let's not look at your hormones, your digestive system, your caloric intake, your meal plan, your training, anything like that. Let's give you a fucking lap band. Have a lap band, lap band, lap band, lap bands for everyone. Oh, that sounds great, doesn't it? Because when we put a lap band on you, it means that you don't want to eat. Okay? You don't want to eat because, well, your stomach can't expand enough for you to want to eat. Now, don't get me wrong, lap bands have got their place for people who have got extreme erexogenic disorders, for people who, you know, get up to 200 kilos or so and they can't control themselves literally because their feedback systems are so fucked, because they haven't been given proper nutritional advice in the first place by these fucking muppets who run our nutritional advice systems, right? They will need to have a lap band. But for the average person, why the fuck would you give somebody a lap band just because they're overweight? Just because they're struggling to lose fat? What is the point? Like, seriously, when you get on a lap band, right, it constricts your stomach so that you do not get as hungry. So that you'll want to eat literally 600 to 1,000 calories a day. Now, if we take everything we know, we by now will recognise that eating 600 to 1,000 calories per day is not good, alright? It is not good at all. It's actually quite stressful. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever eaten 600 calories a day, but I have once, and I think I was about, I would have been fresh off the tip, mate. I would have been about 6 or 9 months old. That's it, okay? It is not good to do, and not good to have all these stupidly calorie restrictive diets, okay? There is nothing worse than having some invasive surgery to open you up, put a band around your stomach, or chop out a little bit of your stomach so that it can't be used. There is nothing worse than that whatsoever, because you screw up your microbiome, okay? You're putting yourself through surgery, so it gives your nervous system bloody hell, okay? You're once again going to mess with the neurotransmitters, right? You're going to mess with absolutely everything within your body by giving somebody a lap band. You don't need to have lap band surgery unless you're one of the absolute extremes, which, as we discussed before, the only reason you get to that extreme is because of lack of support, lack of education, lack of guidance by these fucking muppets who are running the show, okay? Or running the show, I don't know if they are running the show because it's not much of a show. But that's the thing, you do not need lap band surgery. One of my clients just recently, who has a thyroid disorder, and the doctors can't pick it up because, of course, doctors can't read fucking blood tests, right? He went into the docs, and they said, yeah, you need to have a lap band. And he said, oh, hang on, mate, you didn't quite do my blood test properly. I didn't just want thyroid stimulating hormone, I actually wanted to look at my T3 and my T4 levels to see if they're working, because, you know, I'm working hard, I'm following a calorie restricted plan, I'm training, I'm exercising, watching my macronutrients, doing everything, okay? And I'm only dropping small amounts of fat. And they said, no, don't worry, you don't know. Just get a gastric lap band, just have some very invasive surgery. Don't worry about looking at all the other options first, like perhaps, you know, your thyroid isn't working properly, or perhaps you've got chronically high levels of stress because you work so fucking hard and you're pumping like 70-hour weeks, you know. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about any of the lifestyle factors in there. Just go have some fucking surgery. Get that into you and you'll be right. We won't actually bother fixing the problem, which is your lifestyle and your thyroid, which is producing insufficient amounts of T3 and T4, okay? And that's the thing with these fucking guys, dead set. Some of these fucking doctors who have got no idea about nutritional hormones, it absolutely does my head in, alright? For those of you who've trained with me before, I often ask people to get a look at their thyroid levels, okay? And with thyroid, there are 3 hormones. There's TSH, there's T3, and there's T4, okay? Now TSH, its job is to go from the brain into the thyroid, okay? And release T4. And then from T4, right, it is then meant to be converted into T3 in order to stimulate the metabolic rate within the body. Alternatively, if you're very highly stressed and your body wants to hold on to energy stores because it's going into fight or flight, your T4 will be converted into reverse T3, which makes you fat. Now these fucking idiot doctors, what they say is oh, we'll test your TSH levels, alright, and if they're all good, then we won't bother looking at the rest of them. It doesn't really tell you much because TSH only goes from here to here. It doesn't actually influence how the body works at all. It doesn't actually have any influence on fat loss or fat gain or anything like that, or any energy balance whatsoever. Okay? The next thing that they'll do, and that happened today, just before as I was talking to one of my stellar clients, she has a family history of thyroid disorders, and what they looked at is they just looked at a TSH and a T4. They didn't even look at the one which really mattered, the T3. They have no absolute fucking understanding of this. It was so frustrating because there are so many good doctors out there, but then there are a bunch of these absolute bloody spuds who've got no idea what they're talking about whatsoever, and it's hurting you guys. And it really shits me. And this goes on even into the next one. You know, when we're looking at the Australian pyramid, the food pyramid, the guide to healthy eating, them telling us what we should eat. They're saying that between 30 and 40% of our energy intake, or 30-40% of all of our food, should come from fucking grains. Why should 30 to 40% of our energy, or 30 to 40% of all of our food, come from grains? Since when was that ever a good idea? In a population where we have 2/3 of our people being overweight or obese. Oh, you're fat, you're overweight, you're insulin resistant. Have more carbs, that's great. But they'll also tell you, don't have fats, because fat's evil. Because as you know, I mean, fats are anti-inflammatory, a lot of them. And we don't want to have anti-inflammatory fats. We want to reduce cortisol, even though cortisol is the only thing keeping we want to reduce cholesterol. Because cholesterol is the only thing that's keeping these people's cells from fucking bursting. They've got no understanding, no comprehension of how the human body fucking works. These doctors will tell you that if you want to reduce your cholesterol levels, what you need to do is you need to cut all fat from your diet and increase your carbohydrate intake. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I've got someone who's quite insulin resistant, the last thing that I really think about doing is saying, go eat a fuckload of carbs, even though you can't absorb them. And we actually have your medication which allows you to absorb them because you're so insulin resistant that you can't actually absorb carbs in the first place. It seems kind of dumb to me, doesn't it? But that is what they do. And they say a high carb diet is the fix. And then the next thing that they'll say is that, oh yeah, when you have elevated cholesterol levels, right, diet really doesn't do that much. Oh my God. Diet doesn't really do much. How the fuck do you think people got elevated cholesterol levels in the first fucking place? It didn't just happen, doc. I'm like honestly amazed at this. Because so many doctors will tell you, oh no, there's no research to suggest that nutrition actually does anything to us. Then why the fuck am I healthy and then half these fucking doctors look like shit and have got shit blood levels? Why is that? Why is that? Diet matters. Period. Diet matters. What you eat matters. And there are so many of them that will look you in the eyes and say, no, diet really doesn't affect your health whatsoever. Right? I remember back when I used to have cystic acne. I had terrible acne back at high school, like the worst thing. I used to get things that were literally like that big on my face, on my back, and all that crap. My dermatologist, God bless him, is a lovely bloke. He just didn't know. But my dermatologist told me, he said, you know, James, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get you on some very heavy-duty skin drugs. And I said, oh, you know, what about changing my diet or doing something else before I go onto these drugs? He's like, nah, it doesn't really do anything. Now, funnily enough, I went on those skin drugs, and they worked while I was on the skin drugs. A nice bit of antibiotics, great for my gut, fucked me still, you know, several years later, fantastic. But it got me on these skin drugs, and yes, it worked. It got rid of the acne. And then I went off them, and then about 3 months later, the acne came back, and he said, oh, you've got very strong oil glands, you know, here's another course. And then we repeated that 6 fucking times. 6 times. Not once did we look at my diet. And you know, the funny thing is, as soon as I started getting into bodybuilding, and I cut out gluten, I cut out dairy, I started looking after my digestive system, my sleep, my neurotransmitters, all that stuff. Oh, lo and behold, my skin gets better and I'm not on fucking skin drugs. Who would have thunk it? Alright, that's just one example. Another example is docs who will say straight out that it doesn't matter what you eat, it won't change how you look, how you feel, or anything on the inside. Like, you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously, are these people that dumb and that backwards that they think that the only way to be healthy is to pump yourself full of pharmaceutical drugs? What's the point? If you maintain optimal health, you will never, ever, ever need pharmaceutical drugs. Straight up. Because if you're optimally healthy, you're eating properly, you're looking after your body, you're doing all the right things, you're minimizing stress, why would you need them? You're not going to be able to physically damage yourself in order to require these drugs. Okay? It is absolutely crazy that people still in this day and age, particularly fucking doctors, right, do not understand that diet matters, that nutrition matters, that all this stuff matters. And guys, to be perfectly honest with you, it's really not that complicated, okay? To be good, to be averagely healthy. Yes, being optimally healthy is, a lot harder, and that's why I do high-level courses. That is why, I do coaching and personal training, because it's very hard to get up into that optimal level. But to just be healthy is really not that hard. Here is what you need to do, okay? Number one, don't eat like a fucking dickhead, okay? If you're eating like a dickhead, stop. If you have a cheeseburger in your hand, you think, would James call me a dickhead for eating this? If you don't have to think that, you're being a dickhead, okay? The next thing, drink water. The next thing, get out and get in the sun. The next thing, go exercise, okay? That is it. That is literally all you need to do to be relatively healthy, okay? Anything more than that, yes, you will need a bit of a hand. But if you want to be optimally healthy, yes, you're going to need to follow specific things and tailor it to yourself. But that is literally it. Just don't eat like a dickhead, alright? Count your macronutrients, count your calories, look after all that stuff. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now guys, share with me, tell me your worst experiences that you have had with people, and we can bitch about them together because it's really fun, alright? So I'm going to go through all your questions right now. We'll answer it. And also on top of that too, yes, as well as sharing with me all your stories, please, if you have any questions whatsoever, ask away and we'll go through it. Mickey Snell, good to have you here. Juzzy, good to have you here as well. Big Dan Fielding, you too. Chris Graff has just commented, wear spandex and drink Cal Slurpees, instant catabolism. On a side note, how bad is it when like 70-year-old blokes are wearing spandex and riding bikes? Absolutely fucking terrible. Now, for those of you who missed it before, Alistair Bell asked, what do you think about these keto drinks, these MCT oils and stuff like that? Any drink which promises that you will lose fat just by drinking it is fucking bullshit, okay? That is not how it works. The ways that you lose fat is by increasing inherent energy expenditure and reducing the energy which goes in, okay? That is it, right? So what you need to do is look after your digestive system because that affects your hormones, which affects your energy system, so your energy expenditure. Look after your exercise and make sure that you're counting your macros, your calories, all that shit. Michael Snell. I've always been skeptical on protein shakes and try to hit my numbers through food. What's your thoughts on protein powders? Fuck, that's a great one. I didn't rant about that one yet. Protein powders, right. You will not grow just by drinking a protein powder. Having one shake a day is not going to make you gain mass. It's not going to make you, lose fat, anything like that. It matters what you do for the other 24 hours of the day, okay? That is what really, really matters. So protein shakes are not just going to make you gain fat, gain muscle, all right? A mass gainer. Yes, it may make you gain mass, but the chances are that mass is going to be fat because there's so much shit in there, right? And the excessive number of calories are not going to help you out whatsoever. However, protein powders are fantastic for increasing your protein intake so that you can hit, your certain grammage per kilo of body weight. So yes, they do have a purpose. I use protein shakes, but I don't use them so misguidedly thinking just by drinking this, my dick's instantly going to get longer and I'm going to get bigger muscles. Doesn't happen like that at all. Tim Donovan. Timmy's just asked, what about isogenics cleansers that doesn't cause you to shit? Right. Isogenics, look, they were one of the companies that I named before, but pretty much, man, what they do in those cleanses is they just get you on a very, very low calorie diet. They fuck up your gut nice and good, okay, and they make you lose a heap of weight because you lose so much muscle and fat and water because you're not eating fucking anything, okay? That is how they work. Nick Paletta's just said, Instagram has bred a special kind of influencer. Fuck, Instagram dead set has been... Look, Instagram's fantastic because it's such a good way to get information out there. But oh my god, there's some stupid shit. The number of times I see chicks with their ass out and their tits out and like, oh, check out my new protein. Oh, have a look at my pre-workout. All that absolute fucking rubbish. Yeah, absolute fucking bullshit. There is so much absolute rubbish out there on Instagram, particularly from girls. Actually, you know what? The dudes are just as bad. I shouldn't be ragging on the girls because at least they look good. The fucking dudes, oh my god. Some of them out there, oh, have a look at this. I shouldn't name brands, I was just about to. Have a look at my new pre-workout. This is what I drink. And you see them looking super serious and like drinking. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You will not catch me dead doing that absolute bullshit. These guys sell their fucking souls in order to advertise for bullshit companies making bullshit products. It pisses me off. Jaden said, I had a doctor try and tell me to eat gluten and I'm going to die if I don't eat it. Oh my god, the idiocy. Holy shit. Jaden, I've had the same things before. I shit you not. I've heard people say that it's dangerous to eat a gluten-free diet because you miss out all the good things that come with gluten, such as gastric distress, such as poor bowel motility, such as impaired neurotransmitters. What the fuck? Holy shit, it is so muppety. I can honestly not comprehend how dumb some of this shit is. Alright? Period, guys. Gluten will never be beneficial for you. There is always something else which you can find which is going to be better for gluten. If you go on a gluten-filled diet, right, and then you switch over to being gluten-free, you will not miss out on any nutrients by going gluten-free. In fact, there are plenty of people in the world who have been gluten-free for thousands of years. Okay, you don't need fucking gluten. Okey-doke, what have we got? Nick Palette, next Opera will be giving away lap bands. Yes, Opera will be giving away lap bands shortly, very, very shortly, because everyone gets a fucking lap band these days. Ooh, what else have we got? Sid, how are you, legend? Tom Begley. Doctors tried to tell me I could eat whatever still when I was diagnosed with Crohn's. Fucking moron. Holy shit. Anyone who has Crohn's, IBS, or anything like that, I really feel for you. Because you know what happens? When you get diagnosed with IBS, the doctor says, oh, well, my test can't point out that you've got cancer or polyps or anything like that, so you have IBS. And then the patient's sitting there thinking, alright, I've got IBS. And he's like, you've got IBS. And the patient's there sitting like, alright, is there anything I can do about it? And he's like, yeah, with IBS, it's a bit of a tricky one. Okay, we don't really know. And then the patient's there like, oh, great. And he's like, that'll be $450, thank you. And the patient's like, sick, I got IBS. Grand. There's no fucking support for it. Doctors will say, you eat whatever the fuck you want on IBS, alright? You got IBS, deal with it. That's it. That's you for the rest of your life. The rest of your life will either be not shitting or shitting every 5 minutes, okay? It doesn't have to be that way at all. It is really not that hard to fix up IBS. I do it routinely. I give my guys roughly 8 to 12 weeks to get between, or more recently about 12 weeks, to get up to about 85 to 90%. It is not that fucking hard. You just have to not eat certain foods. You have to eat specifically, and you can fix it very, very easily, okay? Alex has said, bro, 100% with the skin and diet. I had massive issues after coming off corticosteroids. My skin was a constant oil slick where it was making me self-conscious but also very uncomfortable. No one could do anything. More drugs suggested. 2 months of you gone. Skin like I had 5 years ago. Brilliant. Dude, I know exactly what you mean by the corticosteroids. Holy shit. Those things are the absolute worst. Doctors literally give out corticosteroids and anti-inflammatories willy fucking nilly. It is absolutely insane the number of corticosteroids and anti-inflammatories and all that bullshit they're giving out. Guys, one thing we've got to get our heads around is that inflammation is actually helping you. It's stopping you from fucking dying. Whenever you get any sort of internal damage, you get inflammation. Why do you get inflammation? Because inflammation heals it. It fixes the damage. If you don't have inflammation, you don't have any fixing. You don't have any healing. Okay? It doesn't happen whatsoever. And so when you're jamming corticosteroids into yourself, you're actually making the problem worse because the damage gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Let's use the analogy of a scar. You cut yourself in your wrist, you're out doing something silly and you cut yourself on your forearm, okay? You just have a little graze there. And what happens is eventually it bleeds, it cleans out, it heals up, you get inflammation, okay, and then a scar forms. What corticosteroids are essentially doing is flicking off that scar every single time. Flicking it off, flicking it off, flicking it off. What happens when you flick off a scar? You get a bigger injury, and the scar gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? That is what happens. That is simply what happens. And that's what they're doing with corticosteroids. Those things are absolutely shit. Add into it as well that those corticosteroids aren't localized, so they're doing this all over your body. And you get some really, really fucked up reactions, like redness through all your skin, really super oily, dry, flaky skin, okay? All that sort of stuff goes to crap. Not to mention, they smash your gains. So yes, I'm not a fan of corticosteroids whatsoever. In some instances, some very, very extreme instances, yes, they are needed. But most of the time, they're just fucking not. Not at all. Rightio. Juzzy. Ryuichi Aba, he's just asked, green tea extract pills that acts like a fat burner. Yes, people love saying, this is the best natural fat burner that you can get. The only fucking fat burner that you get is diet and exercise. And clenbuterol, T3 and DP and steroids. Yes, those two, but not fucking green tea extract. Okay? That is not going to be a fat burner. Plain and simple. They don't work. All these fucking fat burners they have out on the market, Garcinia Cambogia, or however you say it. And you know, I won't say Oxy. There's a certain one which begins with Oxy and is very, very commonly promoted as a fat burner. Does fucking nothing other than fry your brain with caffeine. Fat burners are bullshit. Alistair Bell, great question. Meal delivery companies are appearing by the dozen these days. Muscle Meals, U-Foods, etc. What do you think about these, or is this just being lazy? I use a meal company. I use one here called Daily Fuel, and it's fucking fantastic. However, they're not all fucking fantastic. The reason being because so many of these things are pre-packaged bullshit, which are cooked really, really poorly in really terrible ways, and then end up with heaps of crappy sauces on the top of them, which are either artificially sweetened with my best friend's sucralose, or sweetened with a shitload of sugar and fat. You see, things like, Muscle Meals, I dead set wouldn't feed it to my dog. Yeah, I literally wouldn't feed it to my dog. I wouldn't even feed it to my cat. I'm not even that much of a cat person. Literally, they just taste like absolute rubbish, and I literally often call it bloody, packaged cancer. So I'm not a fan of them whatsoever. However, when you come across a fresh one, they're much, much better. And yes, I'm super fucking lazy. I cannot be bothered to cook my own food. Sometimes I can't even be bothered to microwave my own food, but I only do it because I want gains. Alright, Luke. I've tried to gain muscle and stay lean, but every time I try to push weights and increase my food, I gain weight. How do I do it without gaining fat? Yeah, of course you're going to gain weight, man, because you're eating more, okay? You are 100% going to gain weight because you are eating more food. More food's going to be in your digestive tract. More food's going to be in your muscles, all right? You're going to gain some water, particularly if you're not eating the right foods. What you need to do is look at your macronutrients, track your calories, make sure your gut isn't being upset, and don't eat like a dickhead. That is how you do it, brother, and that is what works, okay? We've done it thousands of times with lots and lots of different people, literally, right? We've trained, 1,500 people now, so between a lot of us, and dead set, dude, it is super, super easy to gain muscle without gaining too much fat. Yes, Nick Paulette, I did get the joke, my man. Galal Singh. Does BCA help muscle gain, and what time is best to have BCAAs? Yes, BCA will help muscle gain to an extent, but only if you're eating the right foods. Okay, it will reduce your soreness, it will improve your recovery, and make you feel a whole heap better. The best time to take it is generally around the workout, and you should not sip on them during the days. Jack Garnett. Skin and lips are so bad after a course of Accutane. How did you recover after acne treatment? Okay, so I took acne for literally years and years. So I started off with doxycycline, that was great, nice bit of antibiotics, properly fucked me up. And then I had Accutane for, bloody ages as well. Literally from between the ages of 14 and 22, I was on Accutane. And pretty much after the acne treatment, it just took ages for me to recover, man. It just took absolutely ages for me to recover. Best thing I did was just fix up my gut, start balancing out my diet, and actually paying attention to my health, my sleep, all that sort of thing, and then bang, it improved. Recently, I had an outbreak of acne, okay? I was traveling a fuckload, high levels of stress, staying in some bloody dodgy Airbnb apartment in Melbourne who didn't, wasn't terribly clean sheets. And that's what really screwed me, okay? It's not that hard to beat acne, man. You just gotta fix your nutrition, fix your stress, and it goes away, okay? Mark Merritt, mate, was wondering if intermittent fasting is good for fat loss. Really would like your opinion on this, brother. Yes, intermittent fasting is fantastic, mate, because it causes a reduction in inflammation, which will accelerate fat loss in some circumstances. It will accelerate water loss as well. And it also improves your ability to adhere to a diet. However, if you're excessively stressed or you have several other, characteristics, it will not work for you whatsoever. Sam Wade, how do I bust? I have no idea what you're talking about, brother. Please clarify. Jim Lee, thoughts on intermittent fasting? Just gave them to you, brother. Hope that helped. Okay, off topic, but getting some more subs from my herb. Arginine AKG I need to get. Is Now Foods L-arginine okay? Not sure what the AKG is. No, the only good part about the arginine AKG is the AKG. So what you need to do is you need to go into something like Bulk Nutrients, alright, bulknutrients.com, until we can find a better supplier, and go on there and get their arginine AKG. Anthony, best bulk foods. How many times a day to eat? Opinions on mass gainer shakes. Best bulk foods are foods, alright? Anything with calories is really good that doesn't impact your gut. How many times a day to eat? Whatever, man, doesn't really matter. 3 to 5 is what I generally go for, okay? What are my opinion on mass gainer shakes? They're shit and overpriced. Go buy your own. Winston Booth, what's the best way to improve your test without doing TRT? The best way to improve your test without doing TRT is to reduce your cortisol levels, improve your inflammation levels, and literally optimize your lifestyle. That is how you do it. You can also look into nootropics and stuff like that. If you actually want to do this and are serious about it, man, shoot us an inbox and we'll be able to help you. Brad Johnson, do you eat pre-workout meals, and what's my go-to? Yeah, man, look, sometimes I eat pre-workout meals, like specifically tailored pre-workout meals. Sometimes I don't. It doesn't really bother me. I don't find that there's a whole heap in it, unless I know that I'm like chasing a filthy big pump, in which case I'll have a small amount of carbohydrates with fat pre-workout. Generally, I just stick to protein and fats pre-workout all the way, and then backload my carbs at night. Rightio, Aaron Bazina, mixing creatine with warm drinks like tea. Yeah, man, I don't know why you really worry about it. It's not really a big thing. So yeah, you can drink creatine with whatever. You don't need to have creatine with dextrose or any bullshit like that. Travis, what's a good way to help with stress, brother? You're the man. You're the man too, Travis. You're a legend. All right. The best way to deal with stress is to have sex, okay? The vagus nerve is the key regulator of stress in the body and the way that stress physically presents itself. So if you have more sex, okay, it will improve your ability to deal with stress. The next thing, stuff like GABA supplementation, better diet, improving your gut, all that stuff. Eli, are you a fan of training the same muscle group 2 times a day? Strength focus in the morning, hypertrophy in the latter. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm a big fan. It's a fantastic way to grow muscles. Anthony, can you bulk being vegan? Yes, you can, my man. Very much so. I've trained for several vegans and they've all got really quite good results. Jared, how many days a week do you train and how long? I train as many days a week as I want, so do whatever I want, and I train for between 45 minutes and 2 hours in each session. Rightio. Jason Dawson, mixing creatine with sugary drinks for better absorption. Doesn't matter, bro. Just drink the creatine straight, and as long as you're having the right dose and your gut is healthy, you'll be fine. Danny White, what is my favorite cheat food? All the foods. But at the moment, man, I'm trying to crush like 5,000 calories a day or 6,000 calories a day. So I don't even want cheat meals, okay? I don't even bother with that stuff. at all, because I literally eat so much food. I'm like not bloated, but I'm like full as fuck all the time because there's such a high volume of food going in. But then again, I do like a burger. But I often actually fit them into my programs because, surprise, surprise, you can actually make burgers fit your own programs. You know, and you can eat burgers on a daily basis if you want, as long as you make sure that they're good quality meats, good quality, you know, gluten-free breads with it or no breads with it. You know, cut out the cheese, all that crap. But anyway, guys, I've been ranting for a while and I'm exhausted, and I've got to go play ball now and put up a few trays. But yes, I'll leave you to it. I hope you enjoyed that, because I certainly did, and I hope you also won't fall for some of the bullshit that is out in the industry, like chicks getting their fucking asses out and putting their tits in front of supplements and making you want to buy it, okay? Doesn't fucking work. Rightio. Enjoy your night. Adios. Thank you all for coming. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure you like this or comment or something, because otherwise I will not pop up in your feed anymore, okay? So if you don't want to see me anymore, don't like me. I don't want to see you either, because you're not nice. But if you do want to see more of this, make sure you click like or comment or something like that. Otherwise, Zuckerberg will not let us be together and rant together. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy your night. Thank you very much for coming, you legends.